Hello, Randall. You and I are in a special place right now. You and I are traveling through the deep void of space. I don't know if you knew that. I don't know if you knew that. You may have heard some sound effects. You and I are on a very important mission to
Uh-huh.
bring podcasts across the universe. And what other way to introduce alien cultures, alien people to the nature, the concepts of podcasts? You may think of a lot of other famous podcasts. Fuck that. We're bringing our podcast to the stars. And
Galactical ambassadors for
yes,
podcasting.
exactly. For that reason, I have prepared, cultivated 1 hour of the best of everything we've done in 2024. And
Nice.
technically the last week of 2023. It is our 1 year anniversary. Every
Wow.
year, really, we'll do our best stuff for the year, assuming we can keep this shtick going for a second year. Fingers crossed. And it'll be our anniversary. But we have done this show for one entire year. Can you fucking believe that?
I feel like when I ask people and I say, can you believe we're about to have done a year's worth of our podcast? And the most common answer is,
You do a podcast?
podcast?
There it is. Yep, I get that. But we're getting better. It's funny. We do.
I do that sort of facetiously. I did. People actually pointed out to us. I'm sure you get the same thing. Where I'm surprised at where word has reached to those that it has. So thank you to those who are listening.
It's one of those things, right? Where I joke about it. I ride a fine line of you have to tell people because otherwise, how do you get anyone to listen? But I also don't want to be fucking obnoxious to people.
Right.
It's a fine line. But we're trying to get it out there, and fingers crossed, we have a pretty good track record, I think, of anyone who has taken the time to listen winds up enjoying it.
Mhm.
The hard part is getting them there.
Sure.
So, but fingers crossed. And I wanted to put this together because there's a lot of people coming in, especially now that we are doing the video version on YouTube, Spotify video, all that stuff. I thought, well, I still want to do a best of, but I got to figure out how to frame this for them. So if you go to the video version, you're going to see a lot of like waveforms and little visual bits for all our audio only episodes, because we had 37 audio only episodes and we have now done 3 full video episodes. This would be our 4th. And you may think, now, wait a minute, that's only 42 episodes. Aren't there 52 weeks in a year? And you said you've technically done 53. Why are there only 42? And that's get off my back. Things happen. Will you leave me alone? I just need a week off. I need a week. Get off my ass, Randy.
We'll guess.
So
we'll emulate pitch meeting. So
yes.
I need you to get off my back.
Get
off of that thing.
All the way off that thing. Listen, before we get to this, and I'm putting you on the spot a little bit, but is there anything you want to say about just like what we've done for the year, what the show has become, what it was when it started? Because we have had some changes and evolutions. Anything on top of your mind? Any bits that you're hoping? Because I don't remember if I showed you everything in sentence. Anything that you're hoping is in this best of that maybe I did or didn't do?
No, I think you had sent me a rough draft of what you were thinking, and I thought most of it really hit on. I think I liked that more of what we are including in some of this, and correct me if I'm wrong, is things that we came across organically, not necessarily. It was something we set up, but it was the most fun things I think that we do, at least for me, and I'm not sure for you, but or for our listeners, hopefully for the listeners, is when we stumble upon something and really get into it, and you can kind of tell when we are delighted and amused as it happens. So I hope it's having the same effect on everybody else. But that is the most fun part of all of this. I mean, when you kind of came to me with this idea, and it was born really from you and I just have a lot of goofy text conversations, and but we seem to have similar lines of thinking at times where we're on top of each other. We kind of follow up a line with a line with a line with a line, so it stacks on top of each other.
And with just enough differences to make it interesting, I think.
I would agree. Right. Our vantage points are a little bit different. And in that respect, that we're not just parroting each other. We're not just kind of saying or repeating something that's saying the same thing. So I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I hope is really in here. So I guess I'll find out like everybody else.
So all right, I'm going to go back to the dumb space bit for a second now that we've talked openly. Okay, are you ready? I'm going to go back. So I'm going to let this episode play out. We have a long journey ahead of us.
Okay.
But much like the Voyager spacecrafts with the golden record to the stars, I'm going to let this play and broadcast to the universe while
All
we
right.
travel to our final destination. And then we'll just start handing out hard copies. I'm going to pretend I have hard copies. So I'm going to put us into storage for the long journey. We'll let the episode play out. We will come back and talk a bit about it at the end, just reflect on a few things, talk about maybe what we're doing in the next year. But here we go. We're gonna get ready. Do you need anything else before you go back into cold storage? You okay?
I don't think so. You're probably gonna do it anyway, even if I needed something. So
what do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. Everything's fine. We're gonna get ready. Hello there. Welcome to the very first episode of Wait, Are These Guys Friends? My name is Mike. I'm here with Randy. Say hello, Randy. I would like you to note that you waved because we are watching each other on a webcam. This is an audio format. Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Wait, Are These Guys Friends? I am Mike, and I am here with Randy on a delicious, moist, tender Thanksgiving episode, which I was debating.
Stuffed full of goodness.
Yes, just chock full, stuffed up your hole with creamy delights. Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Wait, Are These Guys Friends? I am Mike. I'm here with Perennial? See, I can't even insult him now because I can't talk in the first.
Every year you insult me? Just once?
Yeah, I guess, is that what Perennial is? Just every year? I thought it was just constant. I'm using the word wrong.
Actually.
I mean, you give it a look. I was going to say...
I'm curious now.
which, to be fair, I was going to use it in like a sports.
But isn't that what annual? I thought that's annual, right?
Annual.
So perennial
means
perennial. Oh,
constant,
lasting for an indefinitely long time. So I just assumed. You know what it is? We're like super domestic at our house now, and just done a bunch of landscaping, and then we were talking perennials in terms of.
Is that a flower?
Flowers, yeah. But that just means they come back always, not even though they come back every year, they come back always. So that's why you don't care, I know, but
no, but I'm glad you looked it up because that means I can still use my insult I was going to use to start the show. So let me pretend like none of this.
You gonna pronounce it right this time, or?
No promises, frankly. I have an interesting shaped mouth. If you've seen my TikToks, I got an underbite. It's a whole thing. Sometimes words just don't go well. And me no smart. Me no book learn. All right. But anyway, you ready? This is going to be great.
Yep.
Let me get closer to the mic for it. And I'm here with Perennial also Randy. Hello, Randy.
I'm suffering from the 3rd-degree burn I just was hit with. So I can hear the viewers just tuning in left and right, or is it them running away? I can't tell.
I'll be honest, I hated that intro so much that I'm like, did we do it over? I just talked. I just started talking. I have no, I didn't write any of that. I didn't plan anything. I just started talking. And this is right now. This is real. This is dead set real. Randy, I will put a disclaimer or a joke in. Do we do a new intro? And we pretend this never happened except for a reference in the new intro we record.
Let's see what happens the second time. I'm always interested to see what develops.
Okay. So at some point, if you're like, no, now you have to keep both intros. You can make that call. I'm putting this ball into your court.
Oh,
because
boy.
This could air, which is why I'm still in announcer podcast voice. This could still air. But we're gonna do a new intro that's either the second intro or the only intro that has a sly reference to the first intro. I'm going to take a pause, and if it's a long pause, it'll be edited to a short pause.
All I'll say is if you're lying to me and this whole podcast, this whole episode is just doing intros, I'm not going to be very thrilled.
Randy, look down. I haven't even hit record.
Oh, no.
All right. Quiet on the set. With a critic reference. I just want to let you know, when I clear my throat, that was a critic reference. Hello, everybody, and welcome again to Wait, Are These Guys Friends? This is, I think, episode 8. I am Mike. This is Randy. Randy, say hello, because I never know how to cue you, so I point at you in a camera that you can't always see. Randy, say hello.
And I generally just say, hey, everybody, which I will do once again. It is great to be back and up. And thanks for hanging with us. If you, I know it's been a couple of weeks that we've been in and out, but we're glad to be back. We got some fun stuff to tackle today.
I'm really excited for today. That said, I'm not in love with this intro. This is the first time we've done this intro. Definitely the first time. This has not been a multiple take already. And listen, you've already hit 2 ums, and I have to edit this later. And I just, I'm not happy with that. If we could do a first intro. Hey, sorry. I did that just to fuck with you. I don't know if we can use this. The first one we could have used. This one I'm doing to fuck with you. And I'm just looking at your face and I regret nothing.
I am completely hesitant to react to any of this because I'm like, am I in the real world? Am I in Mike's, I don't know, sarcastic and diabolical experiment? I think it's much more the latter than the former, but on we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 8 of Waiter These Guys Friends. I'm Mike. This is Randy. Say hello, Randy.
Fuck this guy.
What? What? I have turned to the catch-all of our day, the savior of our modern times, AI.
Oh, boy.
And I have not let you hear any of these themes. This is my big surprise. I texted you yesterday. I said, I can't wait to record. I have a big surprise, and I won't tell you what it is.
I had no advanced knowledge of this.
The best part of these themes is that I fucked up the initial ask, and I decided to roll with it. So I did not realize that there was a little button on the service I was using. It said, what do you want us to make your song for? We'll do the lyrics. We'll put a whole thing together. And I was like, great. I wrote, I want a song about 2 friends who host a podcast together and argue regularly about their pop culture interests and if they're actually friends or not. One friend is named Mike, one is named Randy. It's called Waiter These Guys Friends. And the one caveat here is I typoed and I went, one friends is named Mike. The reason that's important is because I didn't notice that you had to click an additional button to turn your prompt into the lyrics. So it took my prompt and made it the lyrics to the song.
One friends is named Mike?
Yes. So every one of these songs is the lyrics are the prompt I just read because I didn't see there was a second button you were supposed to click to generate your prompt to the actual lyrics.
Oh my.
So it made the song with that. And I'm calling this one's 2000 Pop Friends. Maybe Pop Punk Friends, but that's why I feel like you would love this one. Ready?
Oh, this gets a bunch of votes for me. I need a mosh pit. I'm all in on that one.
I got very excited because this week, even though he's not in the episode, Nightcrawler's in the opening credits, which means he's going to be sticking with the team moving forward.
Oh, nice.
So I got very excited to see a Nightcrawler panel. It's like, oh, look at that. He's bamfing and poofing. That's fantastic.
Is that the official name for his powers?
Actually, Bamf is the official name. B-A-M-P-F. Bamf is how it is written in the comics.
That sounds German. So.
Yes. So apparently that's the sound it makes when he teleports. So if you're standing, this is what happens apparently when you're standing next to Nightcrawler. Because they have described for years both the sound and smells of his teleportation. And apparently his teleportation fucking reeks. So it is canon that when Nightcrawler teleports, it smells very badly. So that's true. It is so
So it's a form of crop dusting is what you're telling me.
Yes. The exact description for years has been when Nightcrawler teleports, it is the smell of foul brimstone. So the canon official comics reason, which again never touched on the show, is that when Nightcrawler teleports, he's technically cutting through hell, which ties into like his religious character. It's something that they did. In my mind, it could have been anything, but like That's why it smells like brimstone. But officially, the real canon reason is no matter what, you hear, and then it smells. It's just like, to be fair, for a man who can teleport. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. No, please.
I was gonna say, are we sure like Nightcrawler's not just an illusionist who has like IBS or something like like he's just trying to cover up for the fact
Oh
that
yeah, no. I cut through hell when I teleport. No one must know. Also, my Nightcrawler impression is Arnold from The Critic. No one must know. I am Nightcrawler. Oh, Nightcrawler, Jesus Christ. Did you want me to rescue the girl or not? My friend. Boom. Oh, dude, can you just hold on? Nightcrawler, get in the plane. I could be there in 2 seconds. Just get in the plane. I could teleport.
Just walk,
get in the plane.
please.
You're riding with us.
It'll take 2 minutes. Walk.
You are riding with us. Dude, I asked you to stop. I asked you to please stop doing that. It smells
this is an
so
enclosed
bad.
space. Come on.
I'm in the Nightcrawler. We told you once, and we'll tell you again. No teleporting in the mansion. We keep having to open the windows. It fucking reeks in here.
Oh, poor
Please stop. We are begging you. I want to look up. Oh, sorry. Marvel doesn't call it hell. He is officially displacing himself briefly into a brimstone dimension.
I'm gonna use that as like just an excuse every time. Did you fart? No. I teleported to a brimstone dimension.
Also, as an aside, I'm so glad you mentioned Steven Weber, because there is a show years from now in this list that I cannot wait to talk to you about. To the point where I texted you midweek and said, I have found a show that I need to talk to you about. Yeah. I'm so excited.
I know it's an audio medium, but this is if you saw it visually, I'm confused and beyond curious to what this would end up being.
I can't wait.
Continue.
So the next season we go, here we go. 2000 to 2001. 2 shows aired, Cursed and The Weber Show. Do you remember either of these?
So The Weber Show, was Steven Weber like a news correspondent or news anchor, or am I making that up?
You're making it up because I tricked you. That's the same show. This is the trivia I want to drop.
Oh.
Fuck, I got you. Got you. The show Cursed was Steven Weber, Chris Elliott, and a bunch of other people you don't know. And Steven Weber goes on a bad date, and he has had a curse put on him that he has bad luck. And everyone says it's not true, but it really seems like it's probably true. You get 6 episodes of just the worst luck. The opening credits, which you can find on YouTube, are a single rain cloud following only him and raining on only him. It was Steven Weber's big return to must-see TV, right after Wings. 6 episodes in, the ratings are bad. They're not like people are thinking this show, executives get involved.
Yeah.
Episode 7, they rename the show to The Weber Show. They drop the entire Cursed anchor, kill the entire opening credits, and it's just a Friends-style sitcom about Weber and his buddies. Weber is a marketing executive, and it's following his love life.
Wow.
So, yes.
I don't have words.
What you can find on here is a bunch of random sports videos and a bunch of random old sitcom videos. It is a mix. He has not posted anything in a year. However, 5 years ago, he posted 4 videos, Weber Show / Cursed, funniest moments. And it's 4 different episodes cut between 5 to 8 minutes in each video of his favorite moments from these shows. And every one of these videos is from after the format change. It's from after they got rid of the curse. So I watched these. This show looks terrible. There is one episode that I'm pretty sure they tried to make Chasing Amy, because I was only watching the best of where it was cut up, so I didn't watch the actual episode. But one of the scenes was like him with his friend who is apparently a lesbian talking about like, but would I ever have a chance? And she's like, no. And do you ever think that the reason you become friends with lesbians is because you have a fear of commitment? And I was like, what the fuck is this show?
Wow.
So that's, I'm moving on. I'm moving on from Cursed. But when I tell you Remember I said I was at a work event this past week? I would go home from the event and I would have nights in my hotel, alone in my hotel. One entire night was spent obsessing over the show Cursed.
Wow.
Like, I got home to my hotel, I would say about 8 o'clock, and I went to bed about 1 a.m. And the entire time was me obsessing over the show Cursed. So,
is that more interest than the entire viewership time that aired on NBC? That'd be my guess. I would say probably rivals it if it wasn't more. So,
yes, it is. If there's anyone that listens to this that has Cursed trivia facts, that has Cursed behind the scenes info, that can put me in touch with Steven Weber so I can talk about the show Cursed with him, please email me mikebarcode@gmail.com. That's MikeBarcode@gmail.com. I'm begging you. However, the other thing that I've been watching pretty regularly for, much of my life, WWE Monday Night Raw. Because as I mentioned at the top, I'm going to the Royal Rumble that at the time of recording is this weekend in Tampa, Florida. And I'm very excited.
Oh, wait. Before you do that, can I do my bit of trivia that I discovered this week that I can pump you up from? But
fuck yeah, shit, yeah, hit me. What do you got?
It's a callback to past episodes. So, but
okay. Is it the one that we lost? No one else will get the joke.
No. This is Cursed trivia. So which
what?
So it's in the was that episode 3 when we did our must-see TV breakdown?
Yeah.
And you talked about Cursed, the Steven Weber show that completely went away from their premise after 6 episodes.
And I'm still thinking about it. I have a note I almost put in the Lost Media episode that I did as our fill-in that I was like, this is just for me. This is too niche. But you're bringing up Cursed. I love it. What's your bit?
So you when you talked about it, and I hadn't done any research or looked into it and didn't watch the show, so I didn't know anything about it. You mentioned that he and Chris Elliott were in it, but you failed to mention that Wendell Pierce was in it. And I don't know if that now, if you don't know who that is, Wendell Pierce played Bunk on The Wire, one of the main detectives on The Wire. And so and I don't know if you watch The Wire, it's one of the most phenomenal dramas of all time. And it's incredible. He is also Wendell Pierce known throughout that. If you mention The Wire to anybody and you say Bunk, what he would do is do this thing where he go, shit. And there would be like 30 eyes in that shit. To the point where there's goofy videos around where he holds a shit for like, not an actual shit, but holds the word shit for a minute.
Yes, thank you.
Like he'll go shit. Like it goes on and on like that because he would say that like elongated shit. God, don't cut any of this.
How is this coming to wrestling? I'm so confused how this is going to connect to wrestling right now.
It's not. It's just something I wanted to pump you up to because we found some Cursed stuff.
I mean, I love that.
Has zero connection to it. Beyond it being about sorry, it's just a little aside, and then we'll go to the next thing. But I'm pretty sure he started doing The Wire right after Cursed, so he went from the absolute bottom of the barrel of garbage TV. Just, you said it was like 7% on Rotten Tomatoes or whatever, to one of the most critically acclaimed shows of all time. Like what a run amazing for Wendell Pierce.
That is. And you know what? It's funny because I haven't watched The Wire. I've obviously heard all about it. I know that it's the show that used to be the line of people judging you if you haven't seen, then that show became Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
So when I said in the Cursed episode, it stars Steven Weber, Chris Elliott, and a bunch of people you've never heard of. Sorry, Wire fans. And then simply because he's one of our patron saints of this podcast, Steven Weber as Jonathan Harker. God bless him. Love you, Steven Weber. I'll always take any moment to reference you and anything that you've done and your interesting career. So I love you, sir. Playing Indeed. What is technically the Keanu Reeves part in from Bram Stoker's Dracula, and I think doing a better British accent than Keanu Reeves did. For what?
Not the highest bar, but yes.
No, it's a very low bar, but I'll give it to him. Damn it,
sure.
But you get a few of the regulars in here. Listen, there's nothing we can say here that probably hasn't already been said about The fucking Shining.
Yeah.
What discourse are we going to bring? We can hit a few
fun adaptation of a quirky novel. That's a
right. Well, Stephen King didn't like it. That's why he had it redone in the 90s with Steven Weber as the Jack Nicholson role, which makes me happy.
Again,
I loved it.
Patron saint of our podcast.
Patron saint of the podcast, Steven Weber. We will find a way to bring him up. And he keeps coming up organically. That's the best part. So, God bless you, Steven Weber. Please listen to us. We love you. So, I didn't hate that TV movie in the 90s, but I also was 9 and didn't know any better. So, it was on ABC. It wasn't going to be as scary and bloody as the fucking Shining.
Yep.
Stephen King, though, famously liked the TV movie version better because it stayed closer to his book.
Wait, are these guys friends? 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 Are these guys friends?
I'm not stopping it. There's another 30 seconds of this.
Wait, are these guys friends?
Oh.
Wait, are these guys friends?
Breakdown.
Wait, are these guys friends? Wait, are these guys friends? Wait, are these guys friends? Wait, are these guys friends?
That was the Barbershop Quartet version of our theme. You know what? Your call, Randall. I'm going to go next, but do you want me to hit NBC or Fox?
Let's go Fox.
All right.
I'm curious where you're going to go with this.
All right. Understood. Oh, wait. No, that's the Housebuilding song from Red Dead. Are you saying you don't love it? What's wrong? Is there a problem? Is this not a good theme for you?
This is behind the scenes for way behind the curtain.
No? Here, let me just get... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, fine. I'll stop sharing. What the heck?
That was great.
I regret nothing. You said Fox, right?
I did.
Oh.
Are you leaving that in? Because we should probably explain to people what that is.
I don't understand why. We need to explain. It's the Housebuilding song from Red Dead Redemption 2. Anybody with class, style, grace, and taste will think it's good, especially because it comes at one of the true happy moments in John Marston's life, knowing how his story ends, as everyone knows. Everyone.
Look, clearly.
I had the song stuck in my head for 2 weeks, and I keep forcing Randy to listen to it, and he doesn't like it, and I don't care. That's the story. I love it, and I don't care.
Be prepared for it in the next 15 future episodes.
I don't know what you're talking about, Randy. That's insane to me. Why would you think that?
Is this going to be the new Paul Rudd, doing Mac and Me on Conan?
I don't know what you mean. Anyway, Fox, right? Interesting thing with Fox. So Fox, obviously, as a network, did not come into existence until 1986. All the other big networks, your ABC, CBS, NBC, been around since the 50s. There were radio networks before that. They just moved into the broadcast sphere. So Fox brings a modern attitude and, frankly, more importantly, modern money. So I feel like some of the best themes were repurposed themes from real songs. The first theme I thought of was Married with Children, but that's generally just a Frank Sinatra song.
Right.
And I don't know if we mentioned this before. We had set a personal criteria that these have to be original creations.
Sure.
So, sorry, Bosom Buddies, your cover of My Life by Billy Joel is out the door.
Yep.
As much as I enjoyed those.
Wonder Years out the door for ABC, that kind of being another.
That 70s show was my next thought.
Sure.
But that's just Cheap Trick.
Yep.
So a lot of Fox shows immediately started going out the door for me. So I feel like, however, hang on, I'm going to bring it up. we had talked before the episode, and I at first had thought, wait, am I only sitcoms or did I miss something? No, we're doing cartoon shows, dramas, everything. So I did choose a drama for my Fox show. So stand by.
House together in the snow or the rain or the
Oh, it's the Housebuilding song again.
This is a drama?
Oh,
no matter
I mean, hang on.
what the weather.
If you shows he hasn't played Red Dead Redemption 2, am I right, folks? Some fucking drama even time. Anyway, so you probably want my actual choice. You teed me up so well on that. I couldn't help myself. All right, here we go. But The Shining is The Shining. And we've actually talked about, I think, some of this before, because I mentioned, did you ever watch the sequel? What the fuck? I brought it up to you the other day. The other day being like a month ago. What the hell was that? Dr. Sleep. Did you ever watch Dr. Sleep?
Oh, no, I didn't. No.
You mentioned you might...
it's falling off the wayside. I need to put that on my list. But...
Well, you mentioned the wife likes Ewan McGregor also quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And considering that he's one to cheat on his wife, he might like her quite a bit too. Keep your wife away from Ewan McGregor. So,
I do that. I'm hesitant to even go see movies with him. Come on.
He will come out from the screen and cheat on his wife with your wife. That is what's going to happen.
My own personal ring is Ewan McGregor coming out, and
I was going to go the other way, that it was you would have the ticket from Last Action Hero, but instead of Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ewan McGregor is going to come out of the screen and he's going to fuck your wife. It's not good. Stay away.
There's other ones. I could do Poltergeist. He pulls her into the TV.
I love. I just have this image of it's Poltergeist, and the scene is happening with the TV, and she's like up against the screen, and you're like, honey, don't. And she's like, shut the fuck up. This is fine. It's fine. I'm going in. And you're like, honey, it's like, you need to go. You need to leave now. I'm doing this. You can either be on board. I'll be back. Give me an hour.
And she points down when she's inside the TV. I'm here. I'm going to go away now.
Oh,
you have fun with Ghost Ewan McGregor. I'll,
Does she listen to the show at all?
No,
because
mercifully, no.
So I feel like you should just have her randomly listen to this part in like 2 weeks when this episode's out, just for fun.
Next episode from the couch in my living room where I permanently reside.
I was about to say, and then when you're not allowed to do the show anymore, we'll have that discussion. Anything else you want to say about The Shining before we move on? It's The Shining. For a Halloween spooktacular, but the scary part is that we lost the episode we'd already recorded.
The most psychological terror that could have happened.
That's.
But I'm going to start with my supernatural pick, which was Poltergeist, and I'm going to replace the.
Sorry, I just remembered we lost like one of my No, wait, was that? No, never mind. I was thinking we lost one of my favorite bits where we joked about your wife wanting to fuck the TV, but that was the Ewan McGregor one from like 3 weeks ago, which is probably why I was thinking of Poltergeist. I got to not think about last week's episode. And if a reference comes up from here on out, I'm letting it go. Sorry. Anyway, go back.
As an aside, I'm not sure my wife wants to fuck the TV, but yeah.
It was she wanted to fuck Ewan McGregor, and it was Poltergeist, and she got sucked into the TV.
Right, that's true. We did.
There was something that had brought up Poltergeist, and I shouldn't have stopped you, because if that happens again and it's the wrong thing, I look like an asshole.
No.
Sorry. Two
totally
apologies. Two apologies. One, sorry for derailing you.
So,
two, sorry for insinuating your wife wanted to fuck a television cold with no context to that.
Yes.
So, anyway,
Ewan McGregor presence, understood.
I'll be quiet. Please lay out your thing. I'll be quiet. Right. My other idea, and this is the one where I'm oh my God, I haven't thought about it, is we're talking about everyone here. I don't have a significant other. I'm here hanging out. It's nice that you brought your family. I still have one more person to invite, and I would love to just bring Obi-Wan Kenobi to this party and introduce him to your family.
I think I see where this is going, but
I would go and listen.
Which Obi-Wan Kenobi?
I've invited Obi-Wan maybe from how he looks in his Disney Plus series or some series of films in the early 2000s. And listen, you don't have to worry about anything because Obi-Wan follows his Jedi training, right? I didn't invite one of these other characters that might look similar to Obi-Wan.
I know what you're doing.
Obi-Wan's not going to do anything that's less than noble. He's not going to break his Jedi vows. If other people at the party pay him more attention than they should, and other people at the party seem really interested in him and maybe test the boundaries of what's acceptable for a Jedi, I don't know.
I thought you said Green Arrow was your troll pick, not this one.
No, Green Arrow. Sorry, Green Arrow is my troll pick for the other people at the party, for the food.
This is definitely my troll pick.
Choosing, when I went earlier, I realized I could choose a character that looks like Ewan McGregor and introduce him to your wife at the party and see how that goes.
Lovely.
So, but I was respectable in that I chose a character that would not do anything. I'm pausing because I've lost you. Okay. And you're back. Hello. I thought you rage quit because I invited Ewan McGregor to the party to mess with your head and not flirt with your wife. It's Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's not going to flirt with your wife. She might flirt with him. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen there.
How compelling.
I was looking at other characters. Yeah. Listen, I didn't invite Train Spotting, Ewan McGregor. I didn't invite Christopher Robin or evil Roman Sionis Batman villain, Ewan McGregor. I was
the big fish guy.
That was actually the only one I thought of that if I invited, he might fuck your wife. That was the only... I didn't go with that one. I actually thought about, I need to choose a character that wouldn't do anything. I don't want to disrupt your marriage. That's terrible. But I want to have some fun with this. I want to see how this situation plays out. So don't invite Big Fish, Ewan McGregor, because he's too charming. And he's a young man, and he's going to make some things happen. But noble Jedi Owen McGregor?
Owen McGregor, yeah. Is this yeah.
Noble Jedi Obi-Wan Kenobi is not going to do anything, but your wife's going to swoon. How's it going to go when we bring him in? I'm going to walk in and I'll be like, hey, come on over, fam. No? Are you saying he's not invited? I'm not allowed?
I'm just, this will completely be, I'm sure what happens. This will be me with Tyrion out singing karaoke in the other room, singing Nazareth Love Hurts or something like that. And
you know what? I regret this. It was fun for me. But I don't like seeing the pain you're clearly in. I caused you a deeply painful, emotional situation. So I'm going to not bring Obi-Wan. I will commit to Green Arrow and his terrible chili.
A song about two friends who host a podcast together and argue regularly about their pop culture interest and if they're actually friends or not. One friend is named Mike, one is named Randy. Wait, are these guys friends?
I love that one so much.
So here's the thing about that too. Yes, that's very good, but you could just tell for whatever reason, it's just the randomization of the algorithm of the AI, I'm sure, is what works and what kind of doesn't. So stuff that gets shoehorned and really feels like shoved into a particular type, but it flows really well with that one versus the other one. I didn't mind the other one, but it felt like the lyrics flowed better with that style.
Yes, and also that one was 1960s lounge singer, but that is clearly ripping off the voice of Dean Martin. Yeah. That is 100% just Dean Martin in AI, which is I want a glass of scotch. I don't want to just tell bad jokes. I want to do a roast and just be like, oh.
It was you're waiting for a little breakdown there. It's like, hey, friends or not, hey, this guy knows what I'm talking about, right?
Yes,
it's
exactly.
like one of those had to be in there.
A recent episode, we did our Tom vs. Tom battles. We did the 90s, and we talked about Forrest Gump. And we talked about sort of his weaving through history and the whitewashing of history and things. And somehow I got stuck on not the terrible sequel book that actually exists, but what would a real late in life Forrest Gump sequel be if they made it today? I will say right away, he has nothing to do with 9/11. I cannot bring myself to do that. I cannot bring myself to involve that in this in any way whatsoever. However, he does re-enlist in the military in 2001 in the height of patriotic fervor that the entire country was feeling at the end of 2001 and early 2002. There was that big jingoistic patriotic swing.
How is he allowed to do that at 50 years old?
Here's how I say this. I have this, sir, Mr. Executive. I mean, to be fair, we're pitching this movie in 2025. How is Tom Cruise still in the fucking Air Force? Yeah, you find your ways. You find your fucking ways.
Well, but he didn't re-enlist.
No,
I mean...
okay, yeah, whatever. Okay, so here's what happens. It's patriotic fervor in early 2002. He is hired on
All bets are off.
As a special advisor due to his wealth, notoriety, military history. He has the Medal of Freedom. He's a businessman. Bush is in office.
Okay.
You know, it's a real Republican thing.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's special advisor.
Sure.
What that means, though, in his role as special advisor, he
Oh, no.
he accidentally...
Are you going Halliburton on me?
No. Ooh, that would have been good, too.
Okay.
That would have been good, too.
Oh, God, thank God.
Well, maybe I am. I forget which they... He accidentally gives a bad report that leads to them genuinely believing Saddam had weapons of mass destruction before the big Iraq invasion. The reason they think they have WMDs.
He caused the Iraq War? No.
The reason they believe had WMDs.
I shouldn't be laughing at that. Oh, but it's so
I
good.
know, that's terrible. But I stand by it. I'm sorry. I have to.
Oh, I'm in though.
The things are terrible. And that's terrible. And I realize there's a lot of war and a lot of bad things.
I feel like and after I told them men about that guy who was doing things, you know what they did in his home country? They pulled down statues of him.
Is it worse? So are you at all concerned that I was like, I can't involve him in 9/11, but I then had him start the decades-long Iraq War? Are you telling me as your executive that you have issues about this?
Not really. In the first movie, he blew the whistle on Watergate, so...
I mean, not a lot of people died after Watergate, so...
That's fair. Well...
Don't worry, it's going to get worse. Let's keep going.
Great.
Just remember, I wrote this pitch. My movie executive friend Randy here, who's listening to this pitch, if you're truly angry... had nothing to do with this. This is my official verbal freedom of him. He had no idea any of this was coming. I just said, I wrote a Forrest Gump sequel. We're going to pitch it. And he went, what? And I go, just tell me what you think of it. He went, great. So
I believe my response was, sure, we can try that.
This new movie coming out, directed by Robert Zemeckis, starring Tom Hanks and Robin Wright. Basically, they're reuniting the team from Forrest Gump, but they're not using my pitch for the sequel, which is really rude. So,
I mean, how would they bring Robin Wright back?
I just assumed she'd play somebody else. It'd be fine. So she'd be in it somehow. I don't know. She'd be involved. She'd be all over the marketing, and that'd be part of the draw. Ooh, how'd they get her back? What is she going to be? And I'm like, ooh, you better come see the movie. You'll find out. That's my big pitch. Anyway,
Forrest discovers reanimation. Awesome.
I'm a marketing genius. So, we never got into the future part where Forrest's head was saved in a jar, like on Futurama. Anyway, so that's part of the new. That's for Forrest Gump 3 that we're writing right now. So
running against Richard Nixon for office.
Sir, I met you once. I remember. You cost me my job. You called those men in the hotel. Sir, they were late, and I was staying at the Watergate. All right, anyway.
Golden.
Yeah, thank you. Where's my money? Bring me my dump truck of money for these movie pitches. I don't get it. Anyway, she'd be in it. So, but this movie she is in. This movie she is in. And would you have, this is a would you rather, okay?
Oh, God.
This is a big would you rather. Get ready.
Mm-hmm.
You're making a movie. This is your passion project, okay? You have wrote it. You're going to direct it. You have full casting approval, except the studio is insisting on one thing, and they're giving you a choice. They're giving you a choice. For this very pivotal role, you could either have 2024 James Franco or 1988 Fisher Stevens as his character from Short Circuit. You either get brown-faced Fisher Stevens or 2024 James Franco. You have to pick one of them to make your movie.
Yeah, I'm taking James Franco. I'm not.
You heard it here for it, Randy.
I don't love these options. This is, am I setting my hair on fire? Oh God.
Can you say Randy supports James Franco? You heard it here first. Thank you very much.
Boy. This has been Mike puts. Well, I'm guessing you're just gonna edit it. So let's see if there's ways that I can go. James Franco might be, and you can just cut up words and then splice it all together, and then I'm sure you have something that I can already be.
If you would like to give me some more pauses between your personal
negative
hero,
no chance,
and your okay, just checking. All right.
But then there's one other one that my friend Jamie and I actively text about this channel. We have regular ongoing conversations about this 24-hour channel because we both watch it so much lately.
Yeah.
The 24-hour supermarket sweep channel.
Oh, don't you tempt me with a good time.
It is so good. And my other favorite part of it is how many of the people are clearly gay. And how many of them, because it's 1992, are like, we've been business partners for 15 years. Oh, she's my roommate. We used to go to school together. We've worked together. We started a business. I was like,
I would have never thought of that as something as
it is so obvious that some of these people are just so deeply in love and can't admit it in 1993.
It is
amazing.
That reflects on such a time where you can't bring that up to any, it's what, a 12-year period of people, maybe
yes,
maybe like 8. Well, an age range of about 8 years that know everything and are obsessed with supermarket sweep, and then on either end of that for 40 plus years, they'll have no idea what you're talking about.
Yep, that's 100% correct. But man, when they do the big run at the end, they always go for the coffee because they think they're getting that little bonus. The coffee is a waste of time. The coffee is a waste of time. Don't grind the coffee.
The hams.
Don't look for the special items.
Get the big ass hams.
And the cheese wheels. Get the cheese wheels and the hams. Yeah. God, we would have been so good on supermarket sweep.
As co-host of a podcast, and then people are like, 30 years later.
As just roommates. Randy and I are just roommates talking about our... Oh, no.
Where have we gone?
So what's funny is that wasn't the first thing I thought of when I thought of what I watched this week. But I realized that is why I don't have anything super original to say I've watched. Because a lot of what I've watched is TV from 30 to 40 years ago on a loop.
I'll be honest, I'm more entertained by these two selections than I am by some of the stuff that you may have watched.
A song about two friends host a podcast together and argue regularly about their pop culture interests, if they're actually friends or not. One friend is named Mike, one is named Randy. Host a podcast together and argue regularly about their pop culture interests and if they're actually friends or not. One friend is named Mike, one is named Randy. One is named Randy. Wait, are these guys friends?
A turn.
Oh, God. All right, back to Ivan Reitman. But 1994, he reunites Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito to make the movie Junior. this could be part of the issue we have. An early cut of the movie ended with an abortion scene that was nixed by the studio after the subject was deemed too politically sensitive. Extensive reshoots were required to make the final movie work.
Good
so
Lord. I mean,
I'm going to take
right now. I can't imagine almost 30 years ago.
So you talk about the movie having a total mismatch, and the funny thing and the ending and the, you know, how this works and how that works. My thing, do you think Arnold was going to lose the baby? Was Arnold going to lose the baby? And that was going to be the end of the movie. Oh my God, it's not going to work. Get this baby out of me. You're fine with that, right?
Yeah, let's get this. You were curious what's going to get cited on news sites.
What are you talking about?
Yes,
no one
it
was
talking
Arnold.
about
It was like... We're simply talking about the funny abortion comedy Junior that I made. Do you remember when I made that comedy about the abortions?
What if I'm a zombie? I guess withered zombies can still be withered, right? And more decomposed, but
yeah, and you know, to be fair, you're not. If you were just freshly bitten, listen, listeners. If you don't know him in real life, Randy's a handsome guy. The problem is he's decomposing. But if you were freshly bitten as a zombie, you're right. You're a smooth skin
head of zombie quarterly. Right here.
It's been 10 minutes. Like, look at this fresh-faced new zombie. How long does it take? You know, it doesn't say. How long does it take?
I'm greatly amused at the thought of Zombie Quarterly, a zombie magazine.
Yeah, it's like, but it's very poorly written. It's a lot of scrawls, and there's
every eighth word is brains. So it's just.
Well, I was just about to say there's different sections. There's your comedy, Revenge of the Living Dead, which is all they do is talk about brains.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got your 28 Days Later. I don't know what their section would be. To me, it's fitness because they're the ones that run. The 28 Days Later zombies run. And then your George Romero zombies do like, I feel like Andy Rooney op-ed pieces. Just be like, zombies today. They're all about the brains. In my day, we were more about terror. Now, did we still eat brains? Sure, but we didn't talk about them all day. And these new kids, why do you have to run all the time? You're going to get to your brains.
That's just, eventually people will get tired. They don't get tired anymore. That doesn't work out.
I remember when I was a young zombie and we used to walk around the neighborhood and we'd just catch people in corners and rip their heads off. Now you have to chase after them. What's with today's youth?
There's something to zombie Andy Rooney, but it's.
I love that he got turned and is still or I guess not turned. He was
He gets interrupted halfway through. He just pulls somebody out, and then he pulls it, and then he goes back to his point. I like it.
Do you think when say it works Nightmare, Night of the Living Dead style, where the dead rise? Does he rise and immediately start complaining? Like, I was tired.
The zombies get mad. They just eat him first, even though he's one of them. Like,
this tastes terrible, but we have to get rid of this guy
for the good of everyone.
Hello there, and welcome back to Wait. Are these guys friends?
Wait, where'd Mike go?
I've killed Mike, and I'm here with Randy. Randy, I'm going to fucking murder you.
Oh, so you're just like Mike. All right, got it.
Now sit there and be quiet while I play this week's theme song. A song about two friends who host a podcast together and argue regularly about their pop culture interests and if they're actually friends or not. One friend is named Mike, one is named Randy. Wait, are these guys friends? As the argument continued to escalate, Mike and Randy's banter became more heated, leading listeners to wonder, are these guys really friends, or just co-hosts of convenience? I can see there's nothing here but bile, hatred, and anger. I can sense nothing but pure evil lurking in the shadows, waiting to strike with its venomous words and twisted intentions. Wait, are these guys friends?
Randy, I'm back. I took him.
I mean, is that a...
Fine, George can be a bad guy. He's working with George Jetson is a bad guy. But you are not having Fred Flintstone be a bad guy.
No. I'm saying, is there a time where they need a place to lie low where, okay, like all these things are happening in certain places. We need to go somewhere.
Oh, sorry. I just realized George's motivation. George's motivation is that at one point he was the epitome of what the future of animation was going to be, what the future was going to be. This is my world. And now everyone has moved on, and what he thought was going to be the future is nothing, and he's irrelevant. No one ever thinks of him. So if he can attach himself and to get prevalent again by helping to get rid of all the other cartoons, and he's one of the ones that's left, he'll have the spotlight.
Oh.
George has had a heel turn, and he's working with the head of Warner Brothers, or the head of Toontown. Yeah.
How to say without saying. So
Yes.
I guess that's what I was trying to think. Is like, how is there a place at some point where they need to lie low, and maybe there's a way that in order
that's
to
the Flintstones. We need to lie low. We're going to the fucking Stone Age. There's no technology. They'll never find us. That's where they go to the Flintstones.
So it's like there's sort of hideout for that point.
And that's okay.
That's connecting to the Jetsons.
Strong. I got this plotting now. Strong cops lead to strong bad.
Yep.
Strong bad leads to Eek and Courage because they're men on the street. He knows the websites.
Okay.
Eek and Courage because Courage dealing with the aliens and Eek, just around, I guess. We'll include Eek. That leads to the mad scientists. Okay. The mad scientists lead to the Flintstones because of, like, basically, even though it's not time travel, somehow you tie it into the concept of time travel.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It's just another neighborhood, but they get them there. They get them into hiding.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
And they're like, and now that they're there, the whole reason they're trying to get off the grid is because they have something they need to, I don't know what the thing is. They have a MacGuffin that they need to be able to work on in private where it can't connect to the internet and it can't connect to the something or other.
Okay.
They need to find a place that's as isolated as possible to be able to look at, open, and use this device to find out what's going on. And if they try to do it anywhere outside of the Stone Age, they're instantly tracked and everyone will come kill them. So they need a place that's safe.
Got it. Okay.
So that's why they would need to get there before they could do anything else. That leads them to realizing that it's the head of Toontown and something or other. That's when they have to get to the lot, and that's when they get the Warner Brothers involved. And Dot, we're plotting.
Here's what happens, though. So, and if it's not necessarily the head of Toontown, but here's where it's somebody that may have been entered in earlier. So maybe at the very beginning, before they were even going to the cops, they talked to somebody at the head of Toontown office, whatever that is, and they meet a mid-level executive or something like that. And then towards the end, they meet up with this guy again before they go to the big bad, and they pull off his head a la Scooby, or his mask a la Scooby-Doo,
Yes.
and it's George Jetson.
Oh, that's good too. I thought you were going to say, it turns out, because I thought it was going to be a joke about Hollywood, where earlier in the movie, he's delivering like coffee, and at the end, he turns out he's the head of the studio and the bad guy. And they're like, things move fast. Things move fast in Hollywood, baby. This is how I made my mark. So you were going to go. They're like, you were nobodies. Like,
no, but
yeah.
like the face of where it just seems like that Toontown's like, oh no, everything's on the up and up here. Kind of, like in the first one where you meet Judge Doom and you think he's sort of a bad guy, but you don't get inklings of other things.
That's how we work in adult animation, and even the adult animation jokey slums. That's who George is going to get rid of first, because they're the ones that changed animation and made him irrelevant. So he's going to kill the Simpsons and Family Guy and all these other families that made him irrelevant. And he's like, we're going to take it back to good, wholesome family cartoons, and I'm going to be a part of this. So that's how you get the adult animation neighborhoods in. Even if they're just a cameo, he's going to eradicate them. And like the Simpsons and Peter Griffin can get a cameo as the face of that because everybody knows them.
He like drinks Master Shake or something,
and then George Jetson, to me, that's the twist, is you think George is the main bad guy the entire time.
Yep.
But then that's what's going to happen is these are two different plots, and they don't realize it. They're fighting George on this, and they're fighting the head of the studio on this, and they think they're connected because finally they go, George, if you were just planning on killing all of these people and eradicating all these neighborhoods anyway, why have you been abducting all of these other characters and why are they disappearing? And he goes, what are you talking about? That's not me at all.
Yeah.
I was just here to do this. And I go, what? And then
from the shadows we hear.
Yeah, and then there's got to be one more like big character cameo that can then reveal that it's actually the head of Toontown, who's probably been weaved in and out throughout the movie as a human character, like helping them, quote unquote, making them think it was George the entire time doing all of this. Who's the one big cameo that we could really get? In the classic movie, you had the scene with Mickey and Bugs, and it was amazing that they shared the screen. Is there a third character that could show up to be on screen with Mickey and Bugs and be on par with them as the state of modern animation?
Give that to me one more time. So because I want to make sure I wrap my head around it.
So the big thing in the original movie was you got scenes where it was, Mickey and Bugs shared 5 minutes of screen time or 2 minutes of screen time.
Yep.
And they had to be there together at the same time. Is there a character big enough that's a third level of that could show up, that it's those two show up and it's like, we have answers, and the third one is with them and he's the one that helps put it all together? That's as important in the modern age.
Yeah.
Shrek! Also, we didn't talk about any Pixar characters. Somehow we got to get some Pixar characters in here.
Pixar or DreamWorks, yeah.
No, both. Shrek's showing up in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
Shrek, but we got to get at least a couple of Pixar characters in here somewhere.
Yeah, who
all right, set aside the Bugs and Mickey thing. Set that aside. We are actually going to make it be Shrek because something joke about the swamp and corruption. Something joke about the swamp.
I'm in on it, yeah.
And then it turns out that all these characters that have been vanishing are being held hostage because they essentially are locking them away for they get money from the insurance for their projects being canceled, but then he's going to keep them under lock and key until the day he puts them out again to make more money because look who's back. So he's trying to drive up their value by hiding them away.
Nice little
locking them in a vault.
Nice little jab at the Disney vault. Got it?
Yes. So listen, we can take Warner Brothers and Disney down at the same time on this. It'll be fine. So he's like, don't you understand? I'm creating my own demand. And I save money now and I make money later.
I'm all in on this. It's great.
But then the happy ending is, of course, they figure that out. They release all of the characters. All right. Well, we have made it. We're back. We're back in real time. Whoa. Reliving all these great things. I believe we've probably converted the entire universe into being fans of the show. We've the Gamma Sigma Alpha Delta Tango Breaker 19. Massive fans from what I hear. We have a lot of chat logs here. They've been sending messages while we've been frozen. Really got it. What I'm excited about, aside from spreading the word of everything that we've done, is what we're going to do. We have another year. Again, we're going to make it. We'll make it through year 2. We've at least got
a sophomore slump for us.
We've got at least a lot of January and February plotted out. I'm going to tell you what I'm looking most forward to. You tell me if you've thought of anything that you're looking forward to in the next year. But February is the big SNL 50th anniversary. And based on what this show has been, I think that's going to be big for us.
Sure.
I think that's going to be big for us.
We're both huge fans of it. So it should be a lot of fun and a lot of exhaustive research.
Yeah, right. I've thought about this too. You tell me if this is me spitballing. I haven't run this by you. At one point to start next year, would you want to do an original format episode where we take a small topic, you do an album review, and we do a Simpsons? Like once a year to start the year, we do the original format. Or is that too niche? Is that too stupid to try to do?
We can give it a shot. There are many Simpsons episodes and albums that I think we could still share with the world.
I think the real problem was trying to force it in every week with that. Like you needed to let it breathe to other things. So we figured that out. Once we kind of started breaking our original idea for the format, is I think when the show came into its own. But with that, we will get out of here. We have to land this ship. You understand? Again, we're on a spaceship. We have to land this and start handing out the physical disc copies. I brought 90s era CD-ROMs. Do you think these aliens can play 90s era CD-ROMs?
Really? See, I brought
and they're not professional. I burned these. Remember those stacks you would get at like Staples that smelled weird when you opened them? I bought a bunch of those, and I hooked up an external drive and I burned the show to that. Do you think they can play those?
I don't know. I had the old, like, what was the thing that Edison created?
You had a Victrola, like a hand crank?
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
brought that just in case.
You were pouring grooves, and you were cutting grooves into hot wax to play.
I mean, everything we've ever been told about finding extraterrestrial life is they are, eons ahead of us in terms of technology, but maybe somewhere they're a little bit behind.
All right. Well, I can't wait till we find the people who have perfect AI interfaces, like it's a full artificial intelligence, but they listen to music on Victrolas. So I can't wait for that. But with that, we will get out of here. It's been a really fun year, and I can't wait till next year. Randy, hit us with the line, a nice clean version of the line to celebrate the year.
Happy New Year's, everybody. Goodbye.
That wasn't really the clean line. It was like, goodbye, everybody. All right, that's fine. Way to fucking stumble into the new year. See you later.
Since Mike didn't like it, goodbye, everybody.
That's what I was looking for. I teed you up and everything. Okay, bye.